What is up, Pats Nation? It is Patriots Global here, back with another video. So by the title, you can probably tell that I'm going to be talking about 3 players that the Patriots can cut. Now you might be wondering, Patriots Global, why aren't you doing 5 like you've done, like 5 reasons that the Patriots offense got better, 5 reasons that the Patriots defense got better? And that's because I don't want to push this. I mean, thinking of 3 players that could get cut already was a little bit tough. So I don't want to push anything just to get to 5. Throughout the season, I'm sure there'll be more players that show that they should get cut, and when that happens, I will make another video on 3 players that the Patriots can cut. But for now, here are the 3 players I could see the Patriots easily cutting. Number 1, I have Cyrus Jones. Now this definitely will spark up some controversy, as some people want to keep him and some people don't. I like Cyrus. I like Cyrus as a person, as a player. He's nothing special. Some people think that Cyrus Jones can be an elite cornerback, and to that I have to say, he was drafted in 2016 and hasn't showed that he can be a cornerback whatsoever. He also comes in at 5'10", and a lot of people complain about the Pats playing all these small cornerbacks. He's fast, and I give him that, but anyone watching him in the regular season and the preseason can agree that playing Cyrus at cornerback is not a good idea on any circumstance. The only real reason to keep Cyrus Jones is his ability to play on special teams, but even that is iffy and hasn't been controlled yet. Patriots brought in Cordero Patterson for kickoff returns, so we don't need Cyrus for that. And the Pats are practicing with many different players fielding punts, involving Chris Hogan, Braxton Berrios, Julian Edelman, and just a lot of the new players coming in. So where does that leave Cyrus Jones? He's coming off of an ACL injury that kept him out the entire season, so there's yet another thing holding him back. Cyrus seems to also be getting distant from football and looking more at his music career. A lot of the times we see players posting about getting ready for the new season and training, especially when coming off this injury, and we really have not seen Cyrus do anything involving football. He actually posted something on Instagram of him rapping, I think, a song he made and talking about how he's getting more into music. The Patriots have a lot of great players this year, one of which could use a roster spot. Cutting Cyrus would free up one of these spots without getting rid of an impactful player. Number 2, I have Jordan Richards. I think that this is a guy that we can all agree was a very stupid move by the Patriots. He was believed to be a 7th round pick, if I remember correctly, but the Pats drafted him in the 2nd round in the 2015 draft. Out of all the players they could have gotten, they select a guy that was supposed to be a 7th round pick. And let's just say, this raised a lot of questions. Even today, a lot of people are confused on why they drafted him so early. Unlike Cyrus Jones, I cannot think of a really good upside to this guy. I mean, with Cyrus, we kind of talked about maybe the special teams ability, but what does Jordan Richards actually have? Yes, he's great in the community and a great locker room guy, but the Pats should not take up a roster spot for a guy who isn't doing anything on the field. Now, Richards was drafted as a safety, and that's the position that he played in college, but the Pats moved him to linebacker, which was an interesting move. Richards started the Patriots' season opener against the Kansas City Chiefs last year and recorded 6 combined tackles and a forced fumble, which was the first of his career. Now, when that happened, I was like, okay, Jordan Richards, I see you. Maybe this was a good idea to move him to linebacker. But he declined throughout the season. He had a huge issue with tackling, even when the quarterback was just right there waiting for him to be sacked. In fact, a great example of this was him not being able to sack Jay Cutler in the Miami game last season, and that was a big reason why we lost that game. Richards could have sacked him and made a very big stop that we needed, but he didn't, and it resulted in a touchdown for Miami. It was a sack that a lot of fans were confused how he missed, including myself. Richards has shown that he can be a decent linebacker, and the fact that that is a huge Patriots need, especially last year, I think that's why they moved him there. But he is definitely not anything special and has had a lot of Pats fans frustrated with how he's played. He can't really play safety whatsoever, and he can barely tackle when at linebacker, so what is the point in having him? And with number 3, I have linebacker Elandon Roberts. Now this might confuse some people, and some might say yay, and some might say nay, but this is a guy I think is a pretty easy cut if it came down to cutting players. Now this is more of a long shot move compared to Jordan Richards and Cyrus Jones because of the lack of depth at linebacker, but this definitely could still happen. His 2017-2018 stats were 67 tackles, 2 sacks, and 1 fumble return. And in 2016, which was his rookie year, he had 1 forced fumble and 25 tackles. Now before you say, but he didn't get time to prove himself, no. He was one of the Pats' main linebackers last season because of the lack of depth at linebacker because of Hightower going down. He was actually one of the main starting linebackers next to Kyle Van Noy, and he still could barely put up numbers. Literally, he saw a huge rise in snap count, and he still could not do anything. Roberts was meant to be a run stopper, but he really can't even do that. He can't cover, he can't blitz. The only thing he can do is tackle the guy that is coming straight at him, and sometimes he even messed that up. The Pats also pretty much replaced him, and I've kind of talked about this before, but they drafted Jajuan Bentley, who really is just a run stopper, but is a way bigger, and when I say way bigger, I mean look at the guy's pictures. He is a way bigger and stronger version of what Elandon Roberts is, so he can actually make an impact in the run game, at least a little bit, while Elandon Roberts just can't make an impact whatsoever, it seems like. Van Noy and Hightower already got the outside linebacker job. There's no competition for that, honestly. And the Pats have Bentley, Christian Sam, and Marquise Flowers who can blitz and cover. So why would they even need Elandon Roberts? Like I mentioned in the beginning, though, he is more of a long shot to be cut compared to the others because of such lack at linebacker. What do you guys think, though? Who do you guys think has the best chance at getting cut? What do you guys think of the players that I have possibly getting cut? Make sure you guys let me know in the comments below because like I always say, I love hearing what you guys have to say, even when it doesn't make sense. But that's it for today's video, guys. I'll catch you in another video.